Hi, I'm Antonio Mora. Imagine it's November 2nd of next year, the eve of the 2020 election, and suddenly your social media accounts are swamped with video of one of the presidential candidates making a racist comment or uttering some other outrageous statement. Imagine that it's not true, but you have no way of knowing that because it looks like the candidate and sounds like the candidate. You may have even received the video from someone you trust, a legitimate news organization, or a public official, all of whom were fooled by it and didn't take the time to confirm whether it was real. A scenario like that would make all of Russia's efforts to meddle in the 2016 election look like child's play. But this is not science fiction. The increased availability and lower cost of advanced video processing tools are allowing people to manipulate videos so that there is no discernible way to differentiate between a real or a fake one. The so-called deepfake videos are the latest and maybe the greatest blow struck on behalf of the erosion of trust in the U.S. It was already hard enough for Americans to distinguish between facts and made-up information. We can't even agree on what real videos show us, as we saw in the controversy over CNN correspondent Jim Acosta and his struggle over a microphone at a presidential news conference. If you haven't heard about deepfakes, they are doctored videos produced by using what's called video synthesis technology. That technology can make people appear to be doing and saying whatever a user wants. Special effects studios have been doing a version of it for years now. You probably saw how they made Carrie Fisher look young again in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and brought her back from the dead in The Last Jedi. It can be fun, as a recent and very realistic deepfake proved, showing the lead character in Game of Thrones, Jon Snow, blasting the writing of the show's final season.
I'm sorry we wrote this in like 6 days or something.
But it's already proven to have a dark side. An infamous deepfake put actress Gal Gadot's face on the body of a porn actress and showed her having sex. It got millions of views. That's been repeated with the faces of other actresses and also been used for revenge porn against people who aren't famous. Recently, a simple altered video, not even a full deepfake, portraying Speaker Nancy Pelosi repeatedly slurring her words, was retweeted by President Trump. Ironic for a man who rails against fake news to share a fake video. It got millions of views too. And then there's the recent deepfake of Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg giving a sinister speech about world domination. Twitter and Facebook declined to remove the Pelosi and Zuckerberg deepfakes, citing First Amendment rights. All that is disturbing, but it is far from the nightmare scenarios that are possible. I mentioned how it could affect the presidential campaign, but imagine the panic that could be caused by a deep fake of a trusted news anchor reporting an imminent nuclear threat on a major city, or the dire consequences of a deep fake showing the chairman of the Federal Reserve saying he's raising interest rates sharply. The reality is the fake videos could incite violence, disrupt and distort elections, allow for all sorts of fraud, and pose a serious threat to democracy and national security. Some of you might be thinking, that's far-fetched. I'd remind you about how many people give credence to outlandish conspiracy theories or share long-debunked urban legends on the internet. The list is long of fake news stories that millions of people still believe. At the first congressional hearing on the issue, Adam Schiff, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, said, quote, "I don't think we're well prepared at all, and I don't think the public is aware of what's coming." A bill called the Malicious Deepfake Prohibition Act might help, but it has yet to be passed, and there are legitimate concerns about overregulation. The technology has advanced so much that you don't need to be a professional to create a sophisticated deepfake video, and free apps can help you do it. Increasingly convincing fake audio is also on the way. Combine both of them, and even the subject of the deepfake might not be able to distinguish truth from fiction. And you can't put the genie back in the bottle. Many of the millions who viewed the Pelosi tape likely questioned her mental health, believing the tape to be accurate, and then never learned that it wasn't. There's concern that it is going to take so much effort to figure out what's real and what's not that people will give up and settle into a reality apathy where they rely on base instincts, tribal biases, and impulses. Conspiracy theories may fill the void. Look at what happened with the explosions on oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman. Grainy video shows an Iranian Revolutionary Guard boat approaching a tanker. The two sides then told opposite stories. How do you know whom to trust? My base instinct, tribal bias, and impulses tell me to believe the U.S. Navy. I suspect Iranian supporters, on the other hand, will believe the video was faked. The Pentagon's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, which you might know as DARPA, has spent tens of millions of dollars in recent years to develop technology that can identify deep fakes. Researchers have figured out ways to spot the deep fakes, but as a professor and digital forensics expert at UC Berkeley told the Washington Post, we are outgunned because the number of people working on the video synthesis side as opposed to the detector side is 100 to 1. Think about how the world's tech giants struggle with spam detection, often unable to stop fake emails from making it to your inbox. Detecting deepfake videos in advance and filtering them out is a vastly more complex challenge. And if a video is identified as a fake after the fact, it will almost surely be too late. As the saying goes, a lie gets halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. We may end up living in a world where seeing is not believing, and where it will not be enough to be a doubting Thomas, because we may no longer be able to trust our own eyes and ears.